Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you have all been waiting for. We are making Handsome happen today. We have the one-man thrill ride. How's it going, Jimmy?
Dude, let's rock and roll. Yeah. Kick the tires and light the fires. Daddy has arrived.
Oh, there we go.
Jesus Christ. You hit your dry swings this morning, Thrill?
I did. I've been shirtless all day, attacking T-work, flippies, front toss. I've been on Oppo Taco all day long, brother.
We made
flips and bicep curls.
We made a sleeves,
like an absolute savage.
Sleeves not allowed rule for this show.
Yep, no sleeves on the pod today.
Yeah, no sleeves.
I like it. Sun's out, guns out.
Yes, it's a hot one today. We saw your promo video that you just recently posted. You looked glistening. You were outside.
Yeah. I put on some sunblock right before it, like the spray kind. I was like, oh, looking jizzak, bro.
You want to tell everyone what you got going on tomorrow night?
Yeah, so tomorrow night for Northeast Wrestling, it's the one-man thrill ride versus Enzo. It's a once-in-a-lifetime matchup. Get your tickets, northeastwrestling.com. It's the certified G versus the certified sausage rocket. And I'm going to put him on strings and make him dance puppet like an absolute savage. So, like, Enzo's the real deal, man. He's a great wrestler, and he's a once-in-a-lifetime performer, so it's a great opportunity for me. One of the highest profile matches I've ever had, and Northeast Wrestling is the best independent wrestling promotion probably in the country. So everybody who's ever got signed, made it to WWE or AEW, has came through Northeast. So it's a great show. Come on down to the Waterbell PAL, and we'll tear it up and burn it down like an absolute savage. And if you're 9.0 and above, under 25 to ride, and you want to go in the smoke patrol, Liquid Sunday at Foxwoods Resort and Casino. I'll see you, Dink.
Is it strictly in person? Is there any way to watch at all?
So eventually it gets uploaded to the High Spots Network.
Okay. And
you can watch it, Northeast Wrestling on the Pivot Share. It's $9.99 a month. This one isn't going to be live, but I believe our WrestleFest show, which is in Poughkeepsie, New York at the Mid-Hudson Civic Center, will be something you can stream live, and that's on August 14th. All right. Well, I don't know who I'm wrestling, though. But I'm going to be looking like 1 million.
Okay. I mean, we'll just have to drive down then. I guess that's our plan for the weekend.
Dude, Waterbury, it's a 2-hour drive. It is near Foxwoods. So if you make a weekend of it, it's worth it, I think, because I'm doing it.
First question we'll get into, we're bringing up your wrestling. How did you get into wrestling? What's your wrestling background? Like, how does that start going on?
It's a good question. So I was 17 years old. I was going to indie shows. I grew up during the Attitude Era. So I was new generation when I started, 93, 94, Bret Hart, Lex Luger, all those guys. And then as I got into high school, it was like Stone Cold and The Rock. And like wrestling was the coolest thing on television. So it's a little different than today. No disrespect.
Yeah, no.
I'm part of it today. But like back then it was like, Monday Night Raw was beating Monday Night Football in ratings. You know what I mean? It was like a big deal. And, I started going to indie shows locally for Yankee Pro Wrestling in Taunton, Massachusetts. And I was sitting front row in a tank like this. I'm the same weight I was my senior year of high school. Like I really haven't gotten that much bigger.
You won the bench press and military press competition in the weight room senior year of high school, right?
Yeah, it was like a body weight type thing. Like I did my body weight like the most 5 times or something. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I could do like 225 for like, I think 29 reps. Like, because I got in a big argument about, because everybody was blowing Brady Quinn when he came out of the combine. I don't know if you remember that in 09.
Well,
and like my buddy,
young,
my buddy John was like a Division I scholarship quarterback. And he was like, dude, he fucking can do 225 friggin' 25 times. I'm like, that's really not that much. He's like, dude, that would crush you. You couldn't do it. So I was like, all right, tomorrow we're going down there and we're going to do it. And I did it like 30 something times. And she was like, yeah, you made it look easy. I was like, what did I tell you?
Yeah, I'm a thrill ride. What do you expect?
Yeah. I'm not a quarterback like Brady Quinn.
And then like with wrestling too, I know, I don't really know much about it, but when you're in there, I mean, you guys are like, throwing each other around. Like, are you getting hurt in there? Like, are you getting actually like catching shots and stuff like that?
Sometimes. I mean, if you're good and you're working with professionals, you should absolutely never get hurt. Yeah. It's like, I compare it to playing football. Like, you feel everything. The next day you're sore, but you shouldn't be injured or anything like that. You know what I mean? I'm starting to train more often because I'm trying to make a run here. So like, my neck's a little sore because I've actually lost a lot of weight. I've lost about 20 pounds in the last, 2 months. So like, when I lose weight and I get leaner, my neck, when I hit the mat, even when I'm bumping right, it's like, oh, you feel it as you start to get in your 30s and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's very physical. I think people when people try it, they're most surprised by the cardiovascular demand of it,
right?
And the way everything hurts. Like even hitting the ropes, like they're bouncing off the ropes. That's fun and springy. The ropes are hard cables.
Yeah.
When you hit the ropes 100 times at practice, you get bruises underneath your armpits, and it all hurts. So the people out there, even though it's a form of entertainment, it's not a legitimate sport. And I hate when people say it because I played all sports growing up. Nobody ever told me, hey, when you get up there, strike out on purpose.
Right.
I mean, like it doesn't happen. It's in real sport, but it is a sports entertainment. So it takes a beating on your body and stuff for sure.
Totally. Very physical.
On the entertainment side that you just brought up, have you had the same Walkout song? You got any new ones you've been rotating? What's your move there?
So I'm debuting a new one tomorrow.
Oh, can you
Skill
reveal
Rex.
it? Can you say it, or you got to keep that on the DL?
I'm gonna keep it
under wraps.
Okay.
So I came out to Porn Star Dancing by My Darkest Days. That was like my original. And I did that for years. And I've been trying new things because I do want to mix. I mixed up. I got a new look here. So I gotta have a new song. I tried coming out to a couple new ones and they just haven't stuck. This one's good. It's a hit song from Skill Rex. It's one of them. It's actually the song in the background of my video today. But I have my own stuff to it, like my catchphrases at certain parts to it. And I want to start having like a really good, memorable entrance when I come out now to shows. So,
does the Walkout
something I'm working on
affect your performance? Like, have you noticed if you play a song, you're like, oh no, didn't get me fired up, got to change it again?
So your performance starts the second you come through the curtain. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? From a wrestler's standpoint, I mean, obviously it's a match or whatever, so it's like when the bell rings. But as a wrestler, as an entertainer, the second you come through the curtain, that's your performance starts.
You're on.
Your entrance is part of your performance. So if you don't think about your entrance as a performer, that's part of your game that you need to work on. Mm-hmm. So yeah, your performance begins the music. The moment your music hits.
And is that big too? Like in terms of like getting to the WWE, like do they care more about your actual like ring work and how you move inside the ring, or are they a personality? They more about the personality and the big show.
Dude, if I knew, I'd be there.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think they want to see if you're marketable, if they can make money off you. If you know the basics, you can work. If you can wrestle a match and understand like basic psychology, and yeah, do you look the part? Are you a good athlete? Stuff like that.
Right. And then so you've been to the WWE Tryout. I've seen that. Can you tell us a little bit about that? No, okay.
I'm not talking about that part, but that's okay. It's okay to ask that question.
That's all right.
I've talked about that in the past, and it's kind of taboo to talk about it. But like for years, I took about 5 years off. Where like I was still wrestling in the indies, but I didn't really want to make a run. Mm-hmm. And just some things have happened in my life. Now I'm like into my 30s now, and now I'm like I kind of want to go for it.
Give that another go. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So I'll keep that on the DL, but yeah, I've done extra work for WWE and stuff like that. So I know their system and how it works.
Yeah. Talking about more of the traditional sports then, what do you have any good stories from your Fitchburg State baseball days?
I have so many good stories.
I saw you were
I can share them, but I have amazing stories from Fitchburg, man.
I saw you were 9th on the all-time hits list. No big deal.
Nah, no big deal. I was second single season in doubles, but I think I got passed by a bunch of guys. I did okay there at Fitchburg. I had a better high school career, but I had my problem was I had a rough junior season, and baseball is a spring sport, so I didn't really get recruited. So I went D3. Yeah. And I remember going D3. My Legion coach was like, "You're going D3 in Fitchburg?" But at the time, Pete Egbert, who's like a 9-time, 10-time coach of the year at Misericordia University now, he went to Fitchburg and he took over the program and was doing an awesome job. So I wanted to play at Fitchburg, and we had a good run when I was there. And actually, I'm texting back and forth with one of my teammates right now, Troy. But like we're friends for life. Every guy who played together, special time. D3, we had one guy, Jeff, my buddy Jeff. We were co-captains. He got signed by the Blue Jays and played a couple of years in A-ball and stuff. But overall, it's about the friendships you make and the lessons you learn, you know. But yeah, I love Fitchburg and my time there. Tons of stories. I don't know if you want one. Like, I don't know what.
Yeah.
Give us your best one. Give us your best one that you're comfortable saying.
I don't even know my best one. Like, and then if I tell you my best one, like, you'll be like, that's it. Like, what, like in particular, like a game story or like.
Can we get one? Can we get one on the field and then one off the field?
See, on the field, I would remember, I think my favorite game I ever played, there's two of them that stick out. One was our last game of the year, my junior year, when I redshirted 1 year. So it was the guys I came in with, they were seniors. I was actually technically a junior, even though I was with all those guys. All my best friends. We played Suffolk. I remember that game. I'll get into that. But the first one is we played WPI my freshman year. And we were at WPI, which is in Worcester. We were losing 12-3, 2 outs, 9th inning, nobody on. And I got up to the plate and dropped 0-2. Kid hung a curveball, slapped a single in a center field, whatever. We're doing chasing 9. We're chasing 9. Next kid up, base hit. First and second, ground ball to third. Kid bobbles it. He goes to tag me to end the game. I fucking truck the kid. Dugout goes nuts. And it was like double,
Let's go.
Triple. And it was like, holy fuck. And like all the freshmen were playing. So the seniors came out and all the freshmen came off the bench. And I ended up getting a base hit again in the inning that drove in 2. And we ended up winning the game like 14-12. We're on College Baseball Weekly. It was like the greatest comeback in like the history of college baseball.
That rivals 28-3, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was literally down 8 or 9, 2 outs, nobody on in the 9th, and all the freshmen came off the bench and rallied. And we ended up finishing, we broke the school wins record that year, went like 24-6 or something like that. Or more, it was like, we won 25 games. And we ended up not doing well in the tournament, but that team was so loaded. That was my freshman year of college. And that was an awesome game that I'll never forget. I got 2 hits in the inning. But it was and I tried, like, that was the momentum of the game was I woke the dugout up when I trucked the third baseman.
Right, yeah. You know? Electric Factory.
He didn't hit arms like you did.
No, he just bobbled the ball and was like kind of like, it was funny. He was like, game's over, we're winning by a bunch. I was like,
he's not even paying attention.
Yeah. And then I remember my senior year we played Suffolk, or my junior year was our best chance of winning the conference, but we ended up not winning the conference. And then after the tournament, we played Suffolk, and they pounded us in Florida at the beginning of the year by like 20 runs. And we had them at their place to finish the season. And we ended up having this incredible game. It was very special, very memorable, where we won. And my friend Sean was out playing right field. And like, he was like calling time and running in to talk to the pitcher. Like Matt McGuire, who was 9-0, our best pitcher. And he went the distance. He was like, I think he gave up like 8 or 9 runs, but my coach refused to take him out because he was our best player. Yeah. And I just remember that game we won and we celebrated. It was like a great way to end the season and like our time together with that group of seniors. And I was a junior, but I got made fun of because I was like hanging out in the pictures with all the seniors. Like, dude, you redshirted, you're not in our class anymore. I'm like, no, I am. I'm one of you guys. Yeah. And that was, I remember that game in particular. It was the same. I think we came back and won that game too. But
what year did you graduate?
08.
Right. Okay.
08. And what percentage of the class of 08 have gotten an injection of genetic perfection?
I can't talk about that.
Well, I mean, what is it, like 50-50 male, female?
It was a little higher than that for female because they had a good nursing program.
Oh, wow. So like probably like 55-60% of the school?
Yeah, 55. Fitchburg was a good school. I had a good time there, and I was a political science major. So a lot of all-nighters and stuff, wrote a lot of papers. I had a great time at Fitchburg. No regrets. If I would have almost rather commuted and not paid the room and board. I paid off call. Of course, now everyone's going to get it for free probably, but if I could have done that again, I probably would have just commuted. But I had a great time at Fitchburg. Friends for life.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then, so obviously your kind of kickstart of the 1ManThrillRide legend is the alumni game video in your car in the parking lot. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that. Were you expecting that? Obviously, you weren't expecting it to go as viral as it did, but...
Or were you?
Dude, it was 2013. It was like before I even understood what viral was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like I had just gotten back into wrestling. I started wrestling again right out of college. But like I didn't start the 1ManThrillRide character until 2013. I was just Jimmy Preston. And I was like, I wanted to have fun. I was like, I like this. I came up with this idea when I was in high school, this 1ManThrillRide character. And I started doing these over-the-top, old school, like 80s, 90s promos.
Yeah.
And my good friend Craig said, I was so excited about my baseball alumni game that was coming up. And Craig was a ball player too and a wrestler. And I was explaining to him how excited I was. I was like, we're going to beat them. They suck. They're 10 and 24 suck bags. Like we used to be a good program. And all my boys, I'm like telling them, like, I got Ricky, our ace is coming. Jeff's coming, blah, blah, blah. I was like, we have a chance to beat them. He's like, dude, you won't cut a promo on them. I was like, that's kind of dumb, don't you think? He goes, no, we'll get it. It'll be good. I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And I hit record and I did it. And I was like all intense and I was like kind of serious, but kind of joking. I hit end. I uploaded to Facebook. We went out there, first and only time. Alumni team beat them 8-3. I come back in the car. It's like 500 likes. I'm like, my videos usually get 10 likes. Yeah. I'm like, all right, so 500, what happened? And then like the next day I was at work and it was like, dude, you're on Barstool. You're on Barstool. I'm getting my text, my phone's just blowing up. I'm like, what is Barstool? And
yeah, that's when it was still just kind of a local thing.
Yeah, it was a local thing. And then, it just blew up from there.
That's awesome.
And then bacon, egg, and cheese. Hold the cheese.
Yeah, it was actually a ham, egg, and cheese, but I called it a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Just in the moment.
So that was like, so that's like the one screw up of the promo that nobody knows. It was a ham, egg, and cheese, and I just said bacon.
Then you have that other video too. Me and my buddies all watch it all the time. The one of you ordering it in the drive-thru. You're like, raw?
Yeah.
Sons of bitches put cheese on it.
Yeah. You can't have that, man.
Why are you so anti-cheese?
I just don't think protein needs cheese. You know what I mean? Like I like burger just straight up, dude. You don't even have to put it on a bun. Throw some mustard on it. Yeah, I like ground beef with like mustard. But like, yeah, if I have a burger, I usually go like just ketchup or lettuce and barbecue sauce or something. I don't like putting cheese on it. Once in a while, if it's like if I'm gonna really enjoy myself and like bacon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm trying to get in shape, so I'm not doing that much.
No cheese.
And then speaking of getting involved with Barstool, you've had a little bit of stint.
You've done a lot of shit with Barstool.
Yeah. I've done over the years. I haven't in a while.
Mm-hmm.
They're a good group of guys. Yeah, rough and rowdy.
Snubbed.
Got robbed.
It's ridiculous.
No, I think he landed more. I threw more punches, but he landed a higher percentage, and he really won the second round. I think it was like he won the first round close. I clearly won the third round.
Yeah.
But then the second round was like, he won like so strong. He had like 15 seconds where he was like killing me in the corner.
Yeah.
So it was sort of like, all right. And then if you looked at the punch breakdown, he landed more. So I think it was good scoring. I think on paper, he won the fight. It was just one of those deals. It's like, I had never boxed before. I was out of shape. My dad was a boxer. He's like, don't take the fight. You have 5 weeks to get ready. You've never been in a fight. You're a baseball player.
Yeah.
You're not in shape. You're not even gonna be in shape. You're not let alone learn how to box in 5 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. How difficult is it transitioning from like the wrestling to boxing? Because like people probably think
it's a whole
similar,
different animal.
but like it's
Yeah. The biggest transition was just the cardio. Like wrestling, the cardio is super demanding. But the problem was those tough man contests, they're 1 minute rounds. So like you go in there with this game plan, like I'm going to sit back, I'm going to jab him. And when he does it, it's like, no, it's just a free for all.
Yeah.
It's just like haymakers.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you're gassed after the first minute and a half.
Yeah.
And like I went back and watched the fight. If we had continued to fight, if I wasn't, screwed, completely blown up and out of shape, I would have won the fight because I figured out in the third round, he was like leaning in with his head. The uppercut was there the whole fight.
The southpaw uppercut.
If I hit one uppercut, it was over.
Right.
And my trainer said that after the fight. He's like, dude, it's my fault. I was like, no, it's not. He's like, dude, the uppercut was there the whole fight.
Yeah.
He's like, and that's what turned the fight around the third round. I caught him a little bit with an uppercut, and then I had a flurry. But it was like, I figured it out, but it's like in a real boxing match, that's the first round, 3 minutes.
Right. Yeah. You would have had much longer time to actually figure that shit out.
Right.
He was a freak of nature too. That's a big dude.
Yeah, he had me by 10 years. He was like a young kid. He was like 23.
He's like a strong man.
Bigger. He was way bigger than me. He trimmed down for the fight. He got under 200 pounds, but like he was the strongest guy. Cause like I've been in fights, like,
Yeah.
And usually like for a guy my size, I'm like pound for pound, like really, like I'm pretty strong like, in the weight room. I put around like, I don't get pushed around.
Yeah.
And, like this dude was like coming in, leaning in. I was like, this dude is strong as a fucking ox.
Yeah.
Like he was like I was hitting a jab and like I'd feel my weight like go back. Like this dude's a fucking tank.
Brick wall. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it was. I didn't think I'd be fighting him when I first signed up for it. And they sent me. He was like, dude, I think we'd have great content with this guy. He's German. It's like Drago and Rocky. I'm like, sick, bro. I hope he doesn't kill me.
You're the biggest guy you guys have ever had.
And my buddy Jay, who's like the greatest, my best friend Jason Noonan, who's like the best wrestler in school history at my high school. He goes, Jimmy, there was 2 guys on that entire card that would have given you a problem, and you were fighting one of them. The other guy was the milkman guy. I don't know if you remember that.
He's
but he was a
still
good fighter.
fighting in Rough and Rowdies now.
Yeah, he was a tough dude. I would have had my hands full with him. But I mean, other than that, it was like I kind of just got a bad look of the draw of who I fought, I think.
Yeah, totally.
You'd never go back?
If they offered me a lot more, I mean, if they offered me money, I mean, I got paid decent. I'm not supposed to talk about it. I bet I paid pretty good for that one.
Yeah.
So, but I'd want to get paid a lot more than that.
Well, I mean, you were the personality of that fight. That guy, I mean, he was just a big dude.
Yeah,
You were in all the promos. You had most of the time for all the promos and stuff.
And that was disappointing because like that's the reason I took the fight. It was an opportunity to showcase my charisma and stuff. And I was like, oh, if he's gonna do content, I don't care if he's a big dude and I lose the fight.
Yeah.
And then I'm like cutting all these promos, and one of the promos I cut on him was promote the fight.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, promote the fucking fight.
I know.
Yeah.
You know, so that was a bummer, but it was a blast. It was a blast. I had fun.
And then, so when did you first? When did they first approach you to do? Was it the Handsome Hank, like Average to Savage, or was that the first thing you did with them?
Yeah. So like they were posting my videos regularly. The big one, I mean, my favorite one, the one that really took me, like, because the first two videos were I did the Alumni video and then I did Smashing Smoke, the original one.
Right.
And like it was like people loved it, but there was still like stoolies that were like talking shit, like who's this fucking meathead, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then early on in the Ice Bucket Challenge with Pete Frates, it was like day 1 or day 2 of the Ice Bucket Challenge. I did a video when I was push-ups. I had a match for Chaotic Wrestling. I had 3 opponents. So I did 3 ice buckets and I did a one take promo. It was my favorite wrestling promo I've ever done. And I think that was the promo where they're like, all right, we need to fucking do work with
Get him involved. Yeah.
Yeah. And then then we did the Average to Savage stuff with Hank. It was 3 episodes. I still can't find the third one. They lost it on their server, Hank was telling me.
Damn.
I was like, really? The third one was the best one. And so we only have 1 and 2 up that you can find.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a great time. That's when we started like kind of working together.
Mm-hmm. And then I saw he was in your corner at the Rough and Rowdy. What did he say to you? He was giving you some words of encouragement before that third round. Do you remember?
He actually gave me great advice, and I wish I'd listened to him more. Because I was training for the fight like I was an actual boxer.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, he goes, that's not it. He goes, you just got to fucking spar and like box, like, because it's a tough man competition. It's 60 seconds. Like the only thing that matters is your cardio. You're a tough dude.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like sitting back and learn how to jab and how to hit combos. He's like, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And he was right because the way I trained wasn't right. Like I should have his advice was good. He was trying to motivate me. And like the third round, I was totally out of gas, but I was just like, I can't lose. I dedicated this fight to my kid. So I was
I mean,
throwing fucking haymakers in the third round.
You went for it. You didn't hold back.
You won in our book. So.
You won the audience over for sure. They all had your back. So
yeah.
Some more fun, entertaining questions away from wrestling.
Yeah.
When you're going to the bar, club, wherever, what's your go-to pickup line? I'm sure it's probably.
I'm sure you don't even need one,
yeah.
right, bro?
Do you even need to say words? You just pop the peck a little bit, like.
It's funny. So how old are you guys?
We're 20.
Yeah.
Oh, you're kids.
Well, we turn 21 next month.
Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, but once you get to be your mid-30s, so like I'm divorced and stuff, and I'm like at a bar with one of my wrestling mentors, and we're like in our mid-30s, and now that you're older, it's like it's so much easier because like you're established in your life. And it's like, yeah, you've got a living, you own a house, like you got a career. And like girls are just, it's like the younger girls. They're just like, they want a daddy. You know what I mean? Like it's so easy. There is no line that's necessary because you actually have like real confidence in real life.
That's true.
Successes. Okay. So it's like, I don't believe in pickup lines necessarily. It's just about having confidence and having a genuine connection with a chick. Make eye contact when you talk with her. Mm-hmm. Do your little 30-second pitch. Hey, do what you got to do. And if she says no, I don't know if you're familiar with Tom Brady. Girls are like Super Bowls. You know what my favorite one is? The next one.
Exactly.
Let's go.
The next one.
Yeah, so I've had that whole mindset at school, and it's going really well.
The next one.
The next one. Bill Goldberg, who's next? You know what I mean? Just on to the next one. Don't get
on to Kansas City.
We're on to Cincinnati.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. So Mac Cam, what do you think?
Who? What?
Mac versus Cam training camp. What are you thinking? You a Mac Jones guy? You a Cam Newton guy?
That's a great question, man. I think that my father who's a high school football coach and stuff. He thinks that Stidham might sneak in.
Really?
I was like, really?
Sucks.
He's like, I don't know, man. I think the reason he thinks that is because he didn't play him down the stretch. So it was like there was no reason because the season was over. Why would he play Cam unless they were trying to protect Stidham?
Yeah.
So I mean, Honestly, I hope it's Mac because I think he's the long term.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows until he gets on the field, man? I mean, hopefully Cam is healed up from his injuries and he does a better job because if he plays the way he did last year, they can't win a Super Bowl regardless of how much they've upgraded everywhere else.
Yeah, no.
But if he's healthy, who knows? I'm rooting for Mac just because he's a young guy and I'd like to see the successor of Brady, which I don't think is Cam long term. He's just older and stuff. He's broken down. But who knows? It could be Stiddy. I think honestly, I would not be surprised if it's Stiddy until Tom comes into Foxborough, and then it might be Mac.
I think
the Bucks are gonna lose one game next year in Gillette, and that's it.
That'd be awesome.
I think Robert Kraft would get really upset if Stidham was the guy. Just from from a promotional level, like it's got to be either Mac or Cam. Like I think in terms of money, he doesn't want Stidham. Like I think the reason Stidham's not playing is because he's just not good. They were like protecting him.
No, I think you're right too. I mean, he threw a couple bad picks. I remember that pick.
Yeah, he went against the Jets.
Jets.
Like shit,
oh my! I was like, that was the worst interception.
Terrible.
But it's funny, like Brady, when he was on the pass for so many years, like he like never made mistakes. But when he threw picks, they were terrible picks.
Yeah.
Like I remember the pick he threw against the Dolphins that cost him the season. Remember that?
Yeah.
His last season when they ended up losing to the Titans in the first round. That last game they had to beat the Dolphins. It was like a layup. He threw a terrible pick on a screen over Sonny Michel. I was like, that was the worst interception I've ever seen Brady throw.
And he was like throwing like balls in the dirt a lot. Like he was kind of erratic towards the end of his stint here in Foxborough.
He had zero weapons. Yeah. And like they released Antonio Brown. I was against that. I mean, he was a prick.
Yeah.
He was saying stupid shit.
Yeah. That was
like
tough.
he had that text message to that girl that was stupid.
Yeah.
Like came off like a total asshole.
Right. Yeah.
But I agreed with Antonio Brown. He got buried. He was like, Bob Kraft's getting hand jobs at the spa, and I'm getting fired because of a text message. It's like, that's sort of how I felt about it. And then like Brady was like, fuck this, I'm gone. As soon as they got rid of Antonio Brown, I knew Brady was gone. Yeah. But
you want to ask him?
It is what it is.
Yeah. Then we got one more question for you. It's what's your favorite body part to train, and why is it chest?
Honestly, it used to be chest, but because of baseball, I've had two labrum issues. Mm-hmm. One throwing and one from fouling a pitch off with a one of those thunder sticks, they're called, the heavy skinny bat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I released and I popped it. My favorite body part to train now is delts.
Delts, okay.
I love fucking doing military, and then it's like the side raises with lateral, the fucking string of tamp. You're like, because I'm a narcissist, and I look in the mirror and I'm like, so you just look like a fucking absolute savage when you do side raises with the thing on.
You ever do you ever do like the heavy pulses just with like tiny range of motion? Just super heavy weight. Those are actually, I heard, are really good. I never tried them.
Drop sets with the side raises are where it's at.
Oh yeah,
start with like 56, then 40s, like 8, then 35s, 30s, 20. But by the time you get to the 5s, you're crying. Like, I want my mom. But it's like you're on fire. I hit legs once a week, but I've been banged up recently. So that's the thing. It's like I've been really training hard for this match with Enzo, and like I'm getting in really good shape, but my legs are like skinny right now. Yeah. I looked in the mirror. I was like, I look like $1 million besides my legs.
From the waist up.
Yeah.
From the waist up. But like, it's because my knees have been bothering, my hips have been bothering me, and I've been training legs, but I haven't been doing squats. So like I've been doing like seated one leg extensions, quad extensions, ham curls. But I'm hoping that now that I'm down to the weight I want to be, the body fat I want to be, I'm going to start like training a little heavier and doing legs. But I usually hit legs no more than once a week.
Yeah.
Because I have to be functional in the ring. And if I'm sore all the time, I can't throw a drop kick. I can't go off the top rope.
Right.
Like you got to be an athlete, and you got to be functionally strong and flexible and mobile and stuff. So I don't train my legs heavy like I used to. Like back in the day, it was like fucking 315.
Yeah.
Which is, compared to what I was benching, was actually pathetic. Bench about 315.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like going heavy, and like over time, my hips and shit. It's like from taking back body drops and stuff. It's like,
there's no point going heavy on legs. Like no one cares.
There's no point, man. Look at the girls who got the best booties at the gym, man. They're doing 95. Like, of course, that's all I look at. 95 or 135, and they just go deep, and they good range of motion. They're squeezing at the top, which is what we all like to watch. Yeah. But that's how you build your legs. It's like high reps, good form, good range of motion. It's not about going super heavy.
Are you still training bodybuilding style, or are you doing more functional?
I do functional bodybuilding. So every body part, I do one functional exercise to start it. And then I do like 1970s Arnold Schwarzenegger, like 20 sets per body part. So yeah, I call it like functional bodybuilding.
Right. Yeah, good middle ground.
Because like I'm a character. The one man thrill ride doesn't work unless I look like I'm jacked.
Yeah, you gotta be a big dude if you want to be the thrill ride.
Like if I'm coming out with like my shirt on with a snake like Jake Roberts, the one man thrill ride character just doesn't work. I gotta be ripped.
Yeah. Speaking of the one man thrill ride character, can we get one last thing? I want all three of us flexing for the camera.
Okay.
We
muscular?
Yeah, can you go around, do a overhead bicep? Can you go around and take a picture?
Yeah, you want a picture? Yeah.
Overhead bi?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Peaking at 18 every time I hit an overhead bicep pull.
That's right. Actually, I get like no definition right now because I haven't any carbs. I'm carbing up today.
Okay.
Low on glycogen?
Yeah. Well, that's actually good because
you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm an aspiring meathead, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, glycogen levels, like I'm doing the 0 carb Gatorade, but I'm about to eat my last meal before the gym. I'll probably have a bunch of carbs. I'm gonna have some ziti. Guys, I've been low carb.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have ziti and some chicken, and then I'm gonna start drinking like Pedialyte, which is like the day before show, so I don't cramp up. And then tomorrow I'm gonna be like.
All right, you wanna get this? Yeah. Ready, throw? We got a picture going.
I'm going like this. Or should I go like this?
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want to do.
Let's go overhead by. Sick.
All right.
Awesome.
All right. So yeah, fight tomorrow, Waterbury, Connecticut, right by.
Yep.
Right by.
Waterbury, Connecticut, northeastwrestling.com. Get your tickets, and I'll see you, Dink.
All right.